Tonight, we turn our attention to the heart of American governance, Congress, where decisions shape the nation's future, and bold proposals can redefine the landscape of federal policy. In a move that has captured the attention of lawmakers and citizens alike, President Trump is at the center of a heated debate regarding the future of the IRS and the possible creation of a new agency, the ERS. Rumors and reports have swirled through the halls of Congress and across the nation, raising questions about the potential abolition of the IRS and the introduction of a radically different system of financial administration. The central claim is that Trump intends to abolish the IRS, eliminating income taxes, annual filing requirements, and the complexities associated with the current tax system. In its place, the ERS is proposed as a new system intended to change the nation's approach to financial administration. However, the specifics of this system remain unclear, and details are limited. Online sources suggest that the ERS could bring about significant economic changes. Social media posts speculate about a future with increased prosperity and reduced financial stress for Americans. Some claims include the elimination of national debt, a return to a gold-backed currency, and other major financial reforms. These assertions have become more expansive over time. However, as with many stories that gain traction online, there are significant questions about the feasibility and authenticity of these claims. At this time, there is no credible evidence to support the existence of the ERS or the abolition of the IRS. The story remains unverified and should be regarded with caution until substantiated by official sources. Where did the ERS concept originate? The answer is complex and involves tracing the development of online discussions and rumors. To understand its beginnings, we need to examine the digital spaces where information and speculation often intermingle. The internet plays a significant role, particularly in online forums and communities where unverified claims and theories can spread rapidly. In these environments, anonymous users often share and amplify ideas, sometimes leading to widespread speculation. One notable example is Nisara Gisara, a long-standing financial theory that has circulated for decades. It has been adapted and referenced in various contexts, often resurfacing during times of uncertainty. The ERS narrative appears to be a recent adaptation of these earlier theories, adjusted to fit new audiences and current events. The idea has spread through social media platforms, online forums, and video-sharing sites. Each iteration often introduces new details, making the story more complex and difficult to verify. For some individuals, the ERS narrative has prompted preparations and discussions about potential outcomes. For others, it remains a topic of online conversation and speculation. However, there is no official record or confirmation of the ERS from government sources or public statements. The ERS remains an unverified topic, primarily discussed within online communities. Let us examine the actions former President Trump has taken regarding taxes, as well as his current proposals. Tax policy has consistently been a central issue in American politics, and Trump's approach has been notably unconventional. The 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was a significant legislative achievement during Trump's administration. This reform provided substantial tax reductions for corporations and high-income individuals. The stated objective was to stimulate investment and job creation. Some analysts note that the primary beneficiaries were higher income groups, and that the national debt increased as a result. While middle-class families did receive some tax relief, it was less than the benefits realized by large businesses. During his tenure, Trump frequently expressed criticism of the IRS, raising concerns about the agency's operations and its role in tax collection. These statements contributed to ongoing public debate about the IRS. More recently, Trump has proposed replacing the IRS with an entity referred to as the ERS. It is important to clarify that this is not a covert organization or a fundamentally new enforcement body. The ERS would primarily focus on tariffs, which are taxes imposed on imported goods. Trump has advocated for tariffs, stating that they can protect domestic industries and generate government revenue without relying on traditional income tax collection. However, many economists caution that replacing income taxes with tariffs would require significantly higher rates on imported goods. This could result in price increases for a wide range of consumer products. In summary, while the concept of reducing reliance on the IRS in favor of tariffs is straightforward, the economic implications could be considerable for American consumers. The IRS is a central part of the U.S. tax system. It is responsible for collecting federal taxes and enforcing tax laws. The revenue collected by the IRS funds the federal government. This funding supports infrastructure, education, national defense, and other public services. These resources are allocated according to the federal budget. Eliminating the IRS would reduce federal revenue. Alternative funding methods such as tariffs can increase costs for consumers. Tariffs alone do not currently generate enough revenue to replace federal income tax collections. Implementing a new funding system would require significant changes to current policy. Why do some people find the idea of an ERS system appealing? Taxes can be complex and difficult to navigate for many individuals. The prospect of a simpler system, where financial management feels more straightforward, is attractive to many. Additionally, there is a growing sense of uncertainty and concern regarding government processes. Some individuals feel the current system does not serve their interests, leading them to seek alternative ideas, even those found online. However, meaningful change, whether in tax policy or other areas, requires careful consideration and reliable information. It is important to approach these topics with critical thinking, active engagement, and a thoughtful perspective. As of April 2025, the IRS continues to operate as usual. The ERS, meanwhile, is not an official government agency and does not exist in any formal capacity. There have been no executive orders, no legislation, and no official announcements regarding such a change. Currently, there is no verified information supporting the replacement of the IRS. However, the widespread discussion about the ERS highlights ongoing public concerns with the current tax system. What are your thoughts on the future of tax administration in the United States? Should the IRS remain as it is, or should reforms be considered? What are the potential risks and benefits of significant changes to the current system? Share your perspective in the comments below. Please keep the discussion respectful and constructive.